Welcome to On Screen Live, everybody. My name is Andrew Jupin, and this is the show for Monday, September the 18th, in the year of our Lord, 2023. I hope you had a rockin' weekend. Hey, congratulations to those New York football Giants for making me put my foot in my mouth. Hell of a game yesterday afternoon. Best comeback since 1949 or some shit. Did not see that coming. It was the kind of thing where I was like, should I get into gambling? The answer is no. Happy birthday today to Beth Grant. No one doubts her commitment to Sparkle Motion on this day. Of course, comedian and dude who runs around with a microphone, Billy Eichner. Homeboy turns 44 today. The glorious Holly Robinson Pete, of course. Happy birthday to her. And of course, happy B-Day, James Marsden. Hollywood nice guy who everybody wishes nothing but goodwill. Speaking of nothing but goodwill, I got some three buds. I'm the three buds who are going to come in today. And I got to tell you, 2 out of the 3 stupendous clothing options today. First up, you know him, you love him, Mr. Steven Sadak.
You will get a 0 for the day. That's my Beth Grant, Donnie Darko impression.
Hell yeah.
She's so great.
Really is. I love when she throws herself under the bus in Speed. Also a classic moment.
Ooh, she really gets blown up, man. And
Primo dummy action.
Yeah, Hopper's not too worried about it.
No. Definitely not. You show everybody your T-shirt here, dude. I gotta say, it's You're Dead Willie. Speaking of Patrick Swayze movies, oh yeah, and Willie Lopez himself, the I guess the second villain of Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that gets his hands dirty. That Tony Goldwyn's like sort of a puppet master kind of a
That's
scenario.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of a Phantom Menace, if you will. Tony Goldwyn in that movie.
We got to do that movie.
Oh yeah, it's fun as fuck. He turns into a phantom of his own there at the end. Really great shit. Brutal death. Spoiler alert for Ghost. Speaking of dudes who love Ghost, you know him, you love him, Mr. Eric Sisko.
Oh, I love ghosts. And my God, James Marsden, 49 years old today. I can't wait till he's 69 years old.
Hell yeah.
So that we can put our wieners in each other's mouth. Morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Do you know what? You got a fucking killer t-shirt on there yourself, dude.
Oh, yeah. Tron, huh? Tron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that.
Fuck yeah.
That's right. Great flick.
Absolutely. And the next dude, saving the best for last, the dude who we're just lucky he's got a shirt on at all, Mr. Chris Cabin.
Gratuitous display. We should be glad whenever any filmmaker deploys it with freshness and felicity, and that is how I killed all those cats. The end. Wow. That's an interesting way to end for David Bordwell. He's very good.
Wow.
Very strange way to end things, I gotta say.
Squibs used to be made out of cats, and they would just shoot. You just aim for the cat on the guy's body.
You had to ball them up into a little bullet, and then you shot them out, and then they exploded. It's great. It's a great way.
And it was just up into a little bullet.
And it was the sound guy who always had to take the meows and the screeching out. You know what I mean? That's what sound mixing was for. Was removing cat sounds.
They used to shoot a little mouse with the gun, and then the cat would follow it.
Well, that's of course how commentary was created.
But it would happen so fast; it would look like just a gunshot with blood.
Oh yes, of course.
Chris, is that the new Bordwell book?
No. This is the way Hollywood tells it. It's an older one.
Okay. Because I heard word that he had a new book out.
Oh, I did not know. I occasionally I go back to his blog, but he's an interesting guy if anybody's interested in
absolutely
film writing.
Yeah. From film writing to film numbers, we're gonna take a look at the box office here first, gang. You got to do it in a segment we like to call Highest Gross. Now, not a ton of surprises here coming out of this weekend, which was indeed the second lowest grossing weekend of the year. So people not really tempted to come out to the theater much. It was kind of like, at least here in New York, the first like nice weekend.
Right.
So you're not like crawling on your hands and knees to get to the theater's air conditioning.
We're just ramping up for October and all of the award stuff anyway. It's just kind of we're getting there, and we're all just getting ready for Wonka, obviously. Waiting on Wonka is what they're going to call it.
Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it right now, and I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with all my Branagh heads. You know, all the mass contingent of Kenneth Branagh fans who did not. They showed up a little bit. I'm not going to like throw them entirely under the bus, but they did not assemble as they should have. They were not the Avengers.
I'm just shocked that there was a third fucking movie in this.
I can't believe people are like, this movie's good. I went to see this movie.
It is better. We'll get into it, but it is the best of the three by a huge margin.
Oh, and I just really quickly, because I do some box office predictions. I'm going to predict Wonka's box office is equal to Oppenheimer plus Barbie. That's what I'm going to guess.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's going to be both of those combined.
It's going to be golden ticket for Wonka.
I think if you put all your savings on Wonka to beat both, I think you're probably safe. I think you got a house coming out of that one.
Yep. Bet on purple, folks. I'm going to say in a realistic bet, opening weekend under $20 million.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm going to say.
Probably not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because honestly, Chris, who could give a shit about that movie? That's going to be the
the Chalamet heads are pretty serious, folks. As we've learned with the Club Chalamet thing.
Oh, that's so good.
There's some crazy people.
That's why Bones and All was the biggest hit of the last year. Right?
Wait, what the fuck is Club Chalamet?
It's a Twitter thing we absolutely should not be talking about.
All right. It sounds like it's something we might be a little too old for. Okay.
Chris Gavin's on
by the way, and so are they.
You're on Kitty Twitter, huh?
Oh yeah. Kitty X. I'm sorry. Say it right now.
Kitty
and that's even worse. That is even worse.
Say that fast. You might get in trouble.
Here we go. Number 5, Barbie. There she is. Still doing it. Now, here's the thing about Barbie. I don't remember the date. I think it's coming up. Shit, is it even this Friday? They're doing, and it's the classic double dip. You got to appreciate the game. They are doing some IMAX Barbie shows. So we are putting this movie that did not get an IMAX release into that IMAX theater. We'll see who double dips for that. But coming in here week 9. Just a little over $4 million is where.
Isn't it available digitally now too?
Oh, yeah. You can rent for $20. Yep, for sure. I don't know. We'll see, but it would be interesting to see if that IMAX number or those IMAX releases moves the needle at all as far as what Barb's been tossing out these last couple weeks.
I mean, it's been because of all the shifts to next year. Like they already had the IMAX things. So now they're just like scrambling for whatever they can. Like we've had Oppenheimer in here for months now. Like, we have to have something new. We have to.
Yeah. And I don't know what else the October slate would look like. Cause I was thinking like really the next like big one they would do is the Marvels movie.
Yeah.
I think they'll re-release Oppenheimer in IMAX around award season.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be first in line.
I missed it, so I got to do it. I mean, I've seen the movie, but I have not.
Yeah.
Much like Timothée Chalamet in Little Women, you'll be there and you'll be watching.
I think Oppenheimer is still in IMAX at Lincoln Center this week for New Yorkers.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Saw X, right? Saw X is
probably
going to IMAX next. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's true. Hey, much like that Little Women also, wouldn't it be great if like towards the end of Oppenheimer, like out of nowhere, like Bob Odenkirk just showed up.
Oh man, yeah.
Like all my little Oppenheimers.
I'm shocked he didn't show up. Everybody else was there.
He was the only one not invited. Somehow, I don't know how him and Cranston didn't get invited to the party. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Probably to get Remar in there.
So something else that I'm sure will get a late in its release IMAX re-release. My big fat Greek wedding.
Well, of course, you need a screen as big as possible to get all that big fat stuff in there.
That's right, dude. This was in at number 4 in its second week with 4.7 million.
Get it out of here.
Think Alamo should like really push into this. Get moussaka on the menu, get feta cheese, Slovakia, like really, really heavy Greek foods.
Oh yeah, dude. With
you're watching my big fat Greek wedding.
Bathrooms in there, man, and all the diarrhea from that.
It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Greek food is fantastic, but man, this movie seems to be promoting like I don't know, deterioration of family values. Their third wedding already? You're on your third marriage already?
Well, it's romantic. They're renewing their vows, Eric. I mean, they do that 3 times. It's a romantic thing to do.
Is this the first time?
Is
this the first time the franchise has actually gone to Greece? Is that what's going on here?
So
okay.
yes, yeah. Interesting. They should. I assume there's exactly 20 Zorba the Greek references.
Got it.
Somewhere in there. I assume at your Alamo screen they would also be showing the trailer for Zorba the Greek.
Yes. And anyone, let me know in the chat if because this would actually get me to the theater if Giannis Antetokounmpo shows up in that movie.
God bless you.
The Greek freak. The star of the Milwaukee Bucks, the Greek freak. 7-footer.
Greek freak, huh?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, it might be. I thought you were completely making that up, but since it's a real person and a professional athlete, he might be mentioned, like at least by name.
I'm learning so much today. Club Chalamet, the Greek freak.
Yeah,
Greek
freak.
freak.
Just say a Greek freak. It's fine.
Yeah, and Eric, your point. Sure, Greek food is fucking delicious.
Oh, it's
man.
amazing.
Greek food at an Alamo Draft House. Absolutely not.
Food at an Alamo Draft House is almost an absolutely not.
French fries. You're rolling the dice with some French fries.
Maybe. Oh my God! Even with the popcorn, they have to dump a bunch of shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No thanks. Keeping the streak of threes. Here we go. The third Equalizer in at 3.
Oh boy.
Denzel does it again.
Mm-hmm.
Holding in nicely with another 7.2 mil.
Not much advertising. Okay. Not much advertising for this movie. I haven't seen anything really going on with it.
You know what's crazy? So this is the 3rd week of this movie, and it was the 2nd week of the NFL. I feel like if you bumped the release of this movie to like this Friday, and you gave yourself like 2 solid weeks of NFL trailer commercials, there might have been something there.
Instead, I haven't seen a single commercial for it, but I've seen like 150 for A Haunting in Venice.
Well, it did its work. I mean, it's up there. I mean, come on, it did its work there, Eric.
I mean, that's my point. I mean, what would Equalizer do if it had bigger ad budget?
Now I'm trying to figure this out because there's that Queen Latifah show. Yeah, and I just looked it up. Her character name is Robin McCall. And then Denzel, apologies, is Robert McCall in the Equalizer. Is
they're all
sisters, or is it just sort of a straight gender swap? Hey,
it's all based on the same television show from the 70s.
Sure,
right? Okay. 80s maybe. That was also the Equalizer, and the dude in that show, I believe, had Denzel's name. Queen Latifah show, I watched like a couple episodes because I love Queen Latifah, but I was like, I'm still not old enough for CBS original programming. Sorry, I gotta come back at another time.
Is that still on, or is that long gone?
I think I got canceled.
No, it's still going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm confused. Equalizer. What am I paying a ticket for? I don't know what's happening.
It would be awesome. How about this? If the end of this third Equalizer movie, Denzel, like just when it looks like something.
Oh yeah.
His goose is cooked, right? All of a sudden, like whatever fucking Bulgarian terrorist he's trying to kill or whatever, his chest just explodes, like a bunch of bullets come out.
Yeah, a bunch of cats
and then it's
mice.
Like, just got you just in time, older brother. And there's Queen Latifah.
Yeah,
this would be
holding
like
a gun.
Highlander source code when it's like Duncan McLeod. What's that,
dude? Yeah, and that Highlander TV show, fucking dog shit. Here we go at number 2. In its first weekend, A Haunting in Venice, which, people are telling you is better than it has any right to be with 14.5 million.
It's just not arguable. Like, I just cannot conceive of someone trying to tell me like that the other 2 are worth any damn.
Right.
Was there a creator change, like a director change? Is it?
He still directed this.
There's a bunch of just little things that it's only 104 minutes. That's it.
Okay.
That's to begin with. The bigger thing to me is this is a small scope movie. You're not like on the Nile. You're not on a huge train that you have to make it look like it's realistic and like pass through all this stuff. It's not as sweeping as it's a small movie.
For me to go see this movie, I would need enough champagne to fill the Nile. That's how much I would need to get
with enough champagne to fill the Nile.
That's probably on an Alamo like menu, and it's like half a bottle of Prosecco.
Half a bottle of warm Prosecco. We'll get a little more of your thoughts on that a little later in the program, Chris. But of course, unfortunately, man, I don't know if there's going to be a lockdown or what, but nun fever is still rising through this country.
The nunning.
The nunning is in full effect in week 2 with another 14.7 million. Honestly, not a gigundo hold, especially for a horror movie, but it's okay.
I mean, if I was a producer of Saw X, I'd be feeling pretty good right now. You know what I mean? Like, the nun got 2 weeks, we'll get 1. We'll be okay.
Also, missed opportunity. They should have done the Nun-ulizer, like Barbenheimer. Go see the Nun and Equalizer 3.
Dude, there was some article that was like, why did we not I don't remember which movie it was, but I think the Nun was associated with it, where it was like, why didn't we do a Barbenheimer thing with the Nun and whatever? And it's like, because that's why the Barbenheimer thing was special, because you should only do it one time, and let's not try to recreate. That's just embarrassing. If you're trying to get like another one of those going,
you're gonna try it again. For sure.
I saw some tweet or something that was like, or an X post or whatever. That was something like, if the writer's strike wasn't going on and SNL was in production, they would have had a Barbenheimer sketch, and it would have killed the momentum completely. And no one would have gone.
Probably, considering that fucking show. I mean, the thing is like, you're not going to. People have different opinions and everything like that. Those were two like truly one of a kind movies. Like Oppenheimer, and like, you can't do it with. And the guys who put out the Nun II aren't stupid. They know it's a piece of shit. They have to know. Like, I refuse to believe otherwise. But like,
they were on set when it was made.
Hold on a second. Has anyone seen the Nun II? Maybe it's a great movie.
Here, how about this? If it's anything like the Nun, it's fucking garbage.
Horrible.
Somebody in the chat has, I think it's his name. Let me get the name correctly. It's the best one. Nick B with Saw Patrol. I would like to do that.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good.
It's none of it's gonna do anything. And like, yes, Eric, I guess you can keep the faith with the Nun II, and you will be hugely surprised by how great it is in a couple of months. Oh, sorry, in 2 weeks when it's out on VOD.
Well, I mean, I do have quite the habit of waiting for these movies to get on PVOD. So.
Yes, it's just Conjuring stuff. Like, this is like the Mike Flanagan thing. Like, everybody's excited. There's a huge portion of horror people. Whatever Mike Flanagan's doing next, they're down for. Whatever it is. Who cares what it is? And I think that's true of the Conjuring people now. Like, they just throw this shit up, and they're going to connect it, and it's going to work.
Well, I mean, especially when it's sold as the darkest chapter in the Conjuring universe.
Right.
I mean, that is
the darkest one. Think about all the darkness they've had already.
Exactly.
Steve.
Pretty grim. Been pretty grim.
So whatever. I'm a fucking simp. As soon as that's available for $19.99 at home, I'll fucking rent it.
So do we think Sly and the Gang are going to do it this week then? Is that is that the big release this week?
Is Sly and the Gang this week, or is it next weekend?
It should be this week, because we usually pair.
You're right. I think you're right.
I don't think it would want to go up against Saw, which is
September 22nd. Yes, I think Sly and the Gang are going to do it. I think they'll debut at number 1 and then fall like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That sounds right.
The Nun ain't gonna hold in a third week at the top, and this movie, this new Expendables 4, R-rated again. Everybody knows the fucking violence is going to be back. So yeah, who knows? But that is something to keep an eye on, and something to keep an eye on too in limited release, and it'll go wide next weekend. I don't know why Sony decided to platform this way, but Craig Gillespie's new movies. Is it Craig Gillespie? Yeah. Dumb Money, which dumb poster. First of all, I mean, the poster business is in real trouble, folks. And I don't know if that's got something to do with the strike or what, but that's an abysmal poster. Killers of the Flower Moon has an abysmal poster. It's getting really bad out there for posters.
But you know what had good posters is Barbenheimer. Barbie and Oppenheimer had good posters.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
I mean, I want to make it clear. I support the PMGA. They are the Poster Maker Guild of America. I think they're very important people. I support their strike. I think they should be. I think they should be doing what they're doing.
I guess they've been a few exceptions, but they've been on strike for 30 years now. It seems.
Yeah. They're still look. They believe in what they should be paid, and they believe in what they're doing. I support.
Ever since they were like, Drew Struzan makes every poster or we quit. They all quit. That was how that worked.
But yes, Dumb Money was in like 8 theaters over the weekend around the country. Did $217K, which is about, what's my notes say, about $27K per theater.
Is that good or bad?
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
For the bigger short, it's fine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a movie it kind of seems like a streaming movie.
It does. I mean, like that's how I saw Blackberry. That's how I saw Tetris, which I like both of those. Went into theaters for Air. I mean, all of these things are kind of
I did go
the same. Yep.
I did see Air in the theater, but that was like a special little afternoon treat.
But you know what's
Blackberry
crazy
being
about
the
that,
best of the bunch, by the way.
I still have to see it. I want to wait till like buy a Blackberry to watch it on it.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay. That's how it's meant to be seen.
Yeah.
So first, buy a time machine. Okay. Go back, get the Blackberry.
And that's all I do with it.
There are no more
throw it in the garbage. I didn't see Blackberry yet. But yeah, I don't know. These movies based on things that just happened, whatever. Tetris was fine. Little long, that Tetris.
It was. It definitely was.
That especially that one piece so you're trying to get in there.
Yeah, the 4 blocker dude. That guy was always trouble. You know what's not any trouble though? Getting now ad-free episodes of We Hate Movies on our Patreon. That's right, folks.
That's right. Advertisement-free main feed, big honking episodes.
And not like industry produced commercials or like host read things like we do. $8 level or up on our Patreon, you can rid yourself of all of that, folks.
Right. For episodes going forward from the start of season 14, so Phantom Menace and onward. We also have the archive now on an RSS feed separately, that if you want to listen to the first 110 or whatever it is episodes, that's available to you now.
And if you want to, in a couple of years, for them to make a movie about We Hate Movies, you have to make us rich via Patreon, and then that. Then in like 3 years, Paul Dano will gain a lot of weight and play one of us. It'll be really exciting.
How else are we going to finance the cocaine, heroin, speedballs that we need in order to die and have an interesting story? Yes.
You're totally right. Yeah, they'll be calling him Paul Gano. That's dumb. It's not dumb, though? Keeping abreast of the coming attractions, folks, both on the movie side of things and the television side of things. There's so much stuff coming out the old movie poop shoot. We try to harness some of that to be just the littlest bit informed on a segment we like to call Trailer Segment. So we got 3 for you today. Some big stuff, folks.
Oh yeah, baby.
I have not seen any of these. I'm very excited for the first one we're going to be queuing up.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's right. So the first one here, our bud Momoa is back.
Oh, look at him.
Couldn't just fucking call it Aquaman 2 for God's sake.
He's got his fishing stick and everything. It's great.
Lost Kingdom.
Trident.
Yeah.
Terrible poster again, by the way. I mean,
I think he's off the shore of the big fat Greek wedding here.
Quick question: if you were to eat an Atlantean, would they be a little healthier for you than like human, like a little lighter, like fish kind of a
right?
thing?
Yeah, look at the Willem Dafoe's one of them, right?
Yes,
that's kind of a nice lean meat.
You definitely want to pair it with a white wine for
his
sure.
Flesh would just flake off his body like fish.
Yes, like a stew. He's good for a stew, but you have to remember you have to cut him very specifically to not get the poison part of Defoe.
That's right.
Defoe has poison abdomen.
Poison. Good stuff.
Defoe right in the middle.
But you got to rewatch it. Eating too many Atlanteans, dude, because they are high in mercury, and that could be a big health concern.
For sure.
So folks at home, of course, if you are watching along with us here, down below in the show information here, the show description, there are links to all 3 of these trailers. And this is the first one out, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, releasing around Christmassy times, the holiday times of December the 20th, directed by James Wan again, which that's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I like the first movie, and I don't like a lot of these, but that first movie it's attention grabbing. It's goofy fun.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see what this is.
It's a rockin' good time. All right, so speaking of rockin' good times, here is the Aquaman the Lost Kingdom trailer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Are we saying something with these ice caps?
Oh yeah, this is a big. A global warming movie,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The audience's urge to see these movies are melting.
Oh man, he knocked somebody up.
Look at this fucking
Yeah, of
fish
course.
baby.
Fish baby.
With fish poop.
He
Are-
likes.
is
Oh
that
wow!
scene back there with the baby? Is he getting peed on? You think?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And then he drinks it because he can breathe pee.
Oh, it's like fucking Waterworld.
We got Tim Morrison back, by the way.
I know.
Absolutely, dude.
Damn.
This is all good stuff. I'm liking the
it's
look
nice
of everything.
visuals.
Oh, clip from Avatar 2 there.
Yeah.
Like that.
Aquaman, the way of water.
This looks like we should stop our plans. Chris, you cook up some cupcakes.
Sure.
Oh,
We go
Yeah.
see this together.
yes.
that's what it's meant
the
to.
rotten black manta is back.
He's like the main villain, dude.
Yeah.
He was
I'm
great in that first movie.
He was.
Yeah.
Is that, would you say, Steve, or do you know, like, is Black Manta like his number one adversary?
Yeah, like him and the Ocean Master, who is the last guy in the last one, Patrick Wilson.
Okay. Who's back in this, by the way, because you can't keep a villain a villain. Here he
Yeah,
is.
we're all
Patrick.
friends now. Hey, we're friends now.
Patrick Wilson looking fucking beefy as shit, though. That's
Wow.
insane.
No, but he's back because it's James Wan, and you need your rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, but it's like they're having event now. It's like a fucking Thor and Loki thing. Like
Yeah.
brothers
Yeah.
hate each other, working
That's
together.
true.
And I love Patrick Wilson. It's cool that he's in a big movie, but like, why this way? Unless he's secretly crooked, that could be something.
Well, this is looking maybe a little too big in scope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can see myself getting lost here and all the CG jumping around.
If these fight scenes aren't edited appropriately, Eric,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But all the color and everything, they've kept all of the great production design
Yeah.
from
And
the
hey,
first one.
he just got attacked by a giant lobster. I like that.
Yeah.
That's
I'm liking all
cool.
this.
I still can't believe how fucking jacked Patrick Wilson is in this movie. It's really incredible. Wow, he's riding a huge seahorse. Did you see that?
Yeah. He said something about the Seven Kingdoms. I guess he's in Westeros. Here.
Yeah, and it looks like we're keeping Amber Heard in some sort of glass enclosure to not talk about that at all. It's like, oh no, you just missed her. She's in a glass enclosure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
who
yeah.
could be? That could be anybody. Really, you don't know who that is.
Oh, say hello to Amber Heard's character.
You won't be hearing from her. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like also at the end of that, filmed for IMAX. You get those fucking higher ticket prices all juiced up. Absolutely.
Oh hell yeah, baby! I mean, that's definitely one of the ones I will be like, yeah, I'm gonna see that in IMAX because
Big time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like the colors are supposed to be seen that way.
It's James Wan. He's back. I love it. That's all I need. That's all I need to know.
Great.
Mm.
Speaking of directors who are back, someone who already had a movie out this year that was quite excellent has another one that's like 37 minutes long. Wes Anderson returns with the wonderful story of Henry Sugar, a Roald Dahl adaptation here. Now, I'm not a big like Roald Dahl guy at all, so I don't know any of these books or anything like that, but this is supposedly the first of 4 Roald Dahl shorts that he's doing for Netflix.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard about this at all. I'm getting my news from from the show. It's working.
On Screen Live is a valuable ass resource, dude. Absolutely.
I had no idea.
So it got a really good response. I think this was at Venice. It comes out on Netflix next week. What's Steve saying?
Oh, wow. Is Henry Sugar the guy that grows the giant peach, or like is that maybe that's how that works in the universe of Roald Dahl?
Oh,
it's all connected, dude.
If it's a whole verse, that's unfortunate.
That would really make me very sad. If we have to deal with Loki Sugar, I'll be very sad. I don't want that for this.
Loki Sugar, is that a Harry Styles song?
Maybe. You don't know.
I think it's replacing Sweet and Low at your local diner.
All right, here we go. So the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. This new trailer just dropped over the weekend. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. It's a Wes Anderson movie.
Oh,
He does love his doll houses.
Yes. Cumberbatch coming into the Wes Anderson world. That's interesting.
It seems about time, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising it hasn't happened already. You're totally right.
And he's British, which is fantastic. So he's not talking like Batman.
You're totally right, dude. Dev Patel using his real voice. I like that. And this is all like talking at the camera, which is interesting for Wes Anderson.
Oh, there was a lot of that in Asteroid City as well.
Yes.
Sure.
Ooh, very nice.
This is really cool. Ooh, a bunch of gambling I wouldn't understand.
Ooh, craps.
I am loving this set design.
Yeah.
Fines, okay. Kingsley, Patel. Yeah, this is Richard Iowade.
Yeah, we're.
You guys not big on Iowade?
He's having a bad week.
What happened?
What happened? Well, you know, the weird thing is when you have a friend who winds up becoming an enormous transphobe and then they ask you to endorse their book,
blurb it.
The answer is you say no. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to be like, no, dude, because then when you blurb their book, you're endorsing their ideology.
But on the other hand,
that's not how that works.
He is in the UK and they hate trans people.
Yes, that's
right?
true. What bathroom you using is the question
right,
on everyone's
with the F.
Guys, sorry, I was at a wedding over the weekend. What the fuck book are you talking about? What is
Gran Linehan, is that his name? Linehan.
He's known for being a bigot.
Yes. Even like it's like J.K. Rowling times 2. Yeah, he's like real bad. And he wrote a book. It's like, why did they cancel me? And Richard Ayoade is like one of the best books I've ever read. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's unfortunate.
Graham's voice is just so needed in these times.
Yes.
Eep.
And it's like, you know, I know, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about it, but like, you know, he wrote the IT Crowd. So again, like they were friends or whatever. But again, sometimes your friend turns out to be a piece of shit. Then you're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. That's right. There's of course, we all remember Greg, the 5th guy on We Hate Movies.
Oh, dude, fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude. And it was really easy for us all to be like, fuck Greg, dude. Fuck that guy.
I'm not blurbing Greg's book at all. I'm not going to do that shit.
Eric killed him, so we don't have to.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Eric. I've never thanked you for that, but thank you very much.
You should thank me because I had to fucking get rid of the body, and I didn't know what else to do but eat it.
Look, I sent you all that lie. You just didn't use it.
Because, well, listen, I didn't get. Yeah, I thought you said lie. I picked up limes.
Oh.
And I started to flavor him in a sort of a Southwestern style.
Ooh, like fucking Greg Carne Asada.
Yeah.
Just peel it right off. I love that.
And then by turd, he went away down the poop chute.
Poop chute. Yeah, that's where it went.
And thank you again for that, Eric. I never sent you a card or anything. I know it's a lot of hard work, but you got it.
You ever pass a femur?
Easy
hard work.
Easy as pie.
Speaking of somebody who maybe shits skeletons, Frasier Crane is back.
Oh
no!
Look at this fucking asshole.
I mean, thank you,
dude. This smirk is a real. It is a real.
That look, the look on his face.
Welcome.
By the way, if you're listening to this on the audio, check out the YouTube. Some of these posters, they're worth seeing.
Oh yeah.
He's just tickling the ivories there. I mean,
I kind of get it because the whole joke is he's the most smug piece of shit in the world.
Well, sure.
At some point he was, but like at this point we didn't know everything about Kelsey Grammer back when he was playing Frasier. Like, you could believe that there was some sincerity to the like more emotional. Like this one, I get the feeling he's gonna be like, well, what's with all this woke stuff every 10 seconds?
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
I'm curious why Hyde Pierce passed. I mean, obviously money was definitely a big part of it, but like, was it only money, or was it like, I don't like what the show's supposed to be, or I hate Kelsey Grammer, or
I think it's possibly like, you know, he's just a dude that's like, hey man, that show went off the air in 2004. I haven't touched that character since then. Mahoney's dead. What are you doing? You know, I think Hyde Pierce probably maybe a little more careful with his money. Who knows what the bills this guy's got, you know, but like, you hear talk of like Roz might be showing up. I don't think I've watched this already. I don't think she's in the teaser. But John Mahoney passed away a few years ago. I don't think Daphne's maybe Daphne's. I don't know.
Is Bulldog back? Do we got Bulldog at least?
Well, here's the thing that we're gonna see in a second, Chris Cap. In this show, he's back in Boston, dude.
Oh no.
No, because I don't know. Did you guys watch like all the way through Frasier? Or no,
I did not.
I did.
to the Laura Linney years. That was when I dropped out.
He leaves, like the end of the show is he's like debating about whether to follow, I believe it is Laura Linney's character, to Chicago. And that's like the end of, he's like, I'm moving out of here anyway. Yeah. So like, well, I guess we'll find out how he winds up in Boston.
Here we go.
Paramount Plus 90-second trailer for Frasier 2023 in 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. This is Frasier dialogue.
Yeah.
Zing! Oh, the son has grown up.
No.
This
disgusting.
is exactly what they did on that Murphy Brown reboot.
He should have died in war or something.
Yeah. Disgusting shit, adult.
I mean, he literally moves away from his son for on purpose. You know what I mean? In that show, his son would be like, "Hey, Dad, fuck you. How about that?"
I hope he does hate his guts. That would be awesome. Now here's a scene that Frasier's not in, and I feel like if that's the thing where it's like there's way more of Freddie on a show called Frasier. You know what I mean?
This looks like the worst type of sitcom you could imagine.
Yeah, this is shit my highfalutin dad says.
Well, I mean, for whatever it's worth, Frasier was a sitcom connoisseur's sitcom, dude. I mean, it's about as sitcom-y as it gets.
But it was very sitcom-y, but there was a certain style to it. This looks like we're just doing like a family sitcom.
Well, it's the same thing as all of these reboots where like you can guarantee you give so much money to the main star, but then you're also trying to get some longevity because they're all so fucking old. They might die any fucking moment. Like the Craig T. Nelson Coach reboot, they were like, this motherfucker's on the way out anyway. We got to get his young son in here. Maybe he will chop it up a little bit. And of course, it's terrible and it's immediately canceled because nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit about these people.
That was that Murphy Brown show where it was like Murphy Brown's like still farting around, but like here's this son that's also a journalist, and like I tuned into Murphy Brown for fucking Candace Bergen and Murphy Brown.
See, that's the thing is, I think we're the youngest people to know what Murphy Brown.
Oh my god,
and Coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had to be really obsessed with these things to care this much. But like to your point, like I would, if I was David Hyde Pierce, I'd be like, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna do it. Like if it's not ideological reasons, I'd be like, you know what? Fine, this thing is gonna be this is not gonna fuck up my schedule too much. This is gonna be canceled immediately. So just get my money, get the fuck out, and be done with it.
If I was David Hyde Pierce, I'd contribute to the Patreon. Patreon.com/WeHateMovies.
I'd rather watch a fucking Niles and Daphne show. Like they're grown children at this point. Like that would be great. Like she had some kids there towards the end of that show. I think or maybe one baby.
Sure.
I kind of was always like a Niles head over Frasier. I kind of
don't see it working without Niles. No, this brother, the son, rather, doesn't seem like a fitting.
Because that was a huge shock. Like Frasier probably shouldn't have worked as a spinoff. You know what I mean? Like, oh great, the psychiatrist moving to Seattle as a radio host. That sounds really boring. But the supporting cast was so good, that it elevated the whole thing. And
great point.
It also had like. And, it was a standard sitcom, but in the middle there, they found that, like, how about every episode is an open door farce for no reason, which you didn't really see a lot of on television. And pushing all of those elements made Frasier a surprise smash 10-year hit. And
now you're just going to have him sitting around looking at a fucking framed photo of John Mahoney.
Exactly. And
it's not interesting.
And talking about his son's cell phone or whatever bullshit we're going to do.
Yeah. I have read also, though, Bebe Neuwirth is returning as Lilith, and that's a great fucking character. Because here's the thing, and this is why I'm going to watch it, and I know it makes me pathetic, but whatever. I love the character of Frasier. I loved it on Cheers. I love it on all 11 seasons of Frasier, and I'm not going to say I'm going to love it on this thing, but like I want to see what they're doing with it. The thing that's terrifying more than anything else, though, is the fact that this is back in Boston, and who knows if things are getting really tight, what friends might drop by to wish him luck. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was at the RNC and I picked up my good friend John Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because Cliff Clavin would be a fucking QAnon guy right now.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. You know, I'm pretty certain Danson's got too much self-respect to return, but like anything is possible now that it's back in Boston, which is very terrifying.
I can't leave the state now. I mean, after I stormed the Capitol, my trial's in a couple of weeks.
Who do you want, Kelsey? Who do you want for the show, Kelsey? I hate to tell you, man, it's gonna be a real hard time getting Christy Alley back.
No.
Look at all the weight she's lost.
Oh,
Her entire body.
Oh, I love that you had to clarify the rest of that joke, dude.
Yeah,
Well, you know, sometimes you just do stuff.
Sometimes you just do stuff. Sometimes we just do stuff. Like sometimes we just play a live show. Like this December the 7th, we are going to be at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City talking about the Santa Claus, the Tim Allen movie.
That's right. Tickets
Speaking
are
of
flying.
dudes who used to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Oh my God. Tim Allen. We're gonna have so much fun discussing the ins and outs.
Hell yeah.
Of Tim the Santa Man Taylor.
exactly.
Yeah.
go.
What is
There
he?
you go.
What is Scott Calvin's job in this world? He's a lawyer or like a finance guy or
He's
something.
probably architect is my guess. I mean, it doesn't come into play a ton.
Let me look
He's
it
just
up.
very busy.
just-
Lawyer or businessman.
I think he works for a toy company, if I'm not mistaken.
Marketing director for a toy company. You're
Yes.
right. So that makes
Okay.
sense. And you know, it's just one of those fake movie jobs that you can have a gigantic house and your nuclear family.
And like you're not working too hard, you're just like around and makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited.
You better show up. You better show up.
Me, I'll be there. Oh, you're talking
Okay.
about the people at home.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, all four of us definitely better all show up.
Oh,
We'll
fuck.
be there.
I guess I gotta go.
And you know what? Greg isn't showing up. He's dead, so that's good.
Right, yeah. Greg's not showing up. Fuck that guy. Again, fuck that guy.
Oh, yeah, fuck that guy.
So a couple of things we've been getting our eyes in front of here, Eric.
Can
Are
I
you-
hold it here for the whole?
Sure, you can do whatever you want. So last night I decided to settle down. I'm a sucker of these 1999 rentals because I was like, this is how I justify this shit. I'm like, well, I planned to go see it in theaters, but I got busy, so I paid $20 to rent Liam Neeson in
Ooh.
Retribution.
I'm honestly jealous because I kind of wanted to check this out because I'm a Neeson head. Marlo was just here and it was actually good in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this is what Nimrod Atal.
It is.
Not on
Yeah.
tall, absolutely. He's
Pretty good
yeah.
sometimes.
This is a remake of, I believe, a Spanish thriller of the same name. That's also been remade for South Korean audiences and then somewhere else before Liam Neeson now remade it. It is awkward as it is indeed a Liam Neeson car bombing movie. So, you know, it's got that going for it.
Sure.
I gotta say, it's
Very Irish.
91
Is that what you're
minutes.
saying?
No, I mean it's very much not, but Liam Neeson is very Irish.
Sure is.
He's doing his whole thing, but like it's in a car. Like once he gets in this car,
Oh no.
doesn't get out of the car until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So there's like a couple
No.
scenes of him like getting ready for the day, and then once he sits those big Irish buns down in his car, it's like a pressure plate thing, and the bomb is armed and he
got
can't
it.
get up. And
So he's on
got-
the car phone with a bunch of people, kind of a thing.
He's on the phone with the guy talking.
I've
like
got a
this.
particular set of pedals. One goes fast and one breaks.
At any point, is he asking Olivia Colman to not tell anybody about their affair and the baby they're going to have, much like the wonderful movie Locke
Yes.
that everybody has seen and loves? Because that's the first thing I
yeah.
thought about was like Locke
Yes.
as an action movie is essentially what this is.
And this is what this is. You do see Stewie from Succession go Explosion Town,
That's fun.
which is pretty great. And I'm not spoiling anything because that was in the trailer.
You get chunks. You get flesh chunks.
No flesh chunks. That would have been
Flaming flesh
something.
Chunks. Yeah.
Retribution Chunky Edition.
Yeah.
Matthew Modine goes sky high, just like you also saw in the trailer. I mean, that's the problem. The movie's got 3 to 4 explosions, 2 of which you saw in the trailer.
Got it.
So, not a lot of explosions. He's kind of just driving around talking on a phone. He's sitting the whole time. He's got 2 shit-eating kids. One is Jack Champion from Scream 6, and the little girl was she played young Wonder Woman in that first Patty Jenkins movie.
Gotcha.
She's the daughter. And they're shit-eating kids, but you could have worse actors.
They're not in the back seat with him the whole time, are they?
They pretty much are.
Oh, no.
You bet your
I will
ass.
turn this car around and blow us up right now.
Yeah.
We can't go to McDonald's because the line is too damn busy.
I kept driving up and down the street looking for a black sedan.
So it's a lot of him just talking to an anonymous person, and it's like, oh, was he like a scumbag with his business stuff? Like, you're trying to figure out, like, why is this guy coming after him? And I gotta say, the resolution is not that exciting. Would not really recommend it. I mean, if you're a Liam Neeson head, it's like 91 minutes. We're like barely at a feature film, folks. So
stop hitting your sister. Stop hitting your sister. Daddy's on the phone with a terrorist.
Dude, you're making fun, but that's kind of stuff that happens in the movie. Because for a lot of the movie, he's got the person on like just the headset, and he doesn't want the kids to know what's going on, so he's driving like, I swear to God, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just don't hurt me. Go, shut up back there! Shut up back there! There is a lot of that.
You're bringing me back to the fold here a little bit.
I hate the idea. Like, I think Scream kind of ruined this for everybody. Like the muffled, like you used to have these movies where it was, but you like Colin Farrell and Phone Booth with Kiefer Sutherland, and for a lot of Die Hard 3, it's Bruce Willis on the phone with Jeremy Irons, and you can tell it's them doing it. This like. Well, technically, they'd be able to tell what kind of voice it is and then identify someone. I'm like, just make something that makes that thing not work. Just do that very early on so I can hear a star's voice, a star vocal turn. This is one of those times when I do want a celebrity's voice. I don't want them in the animated movies. I want them in movies like this.
Well, your example of Phone Booth is good because Kiefer Sutherland, great voice in that movie. Underrated movie.
Really good movie. Really good movie.
That's Steve's best friend, Joel Schumacher. Right?
It is. Good buddy.
His movie bud. Rest in peace. So I, don't 1999 it, but I don't know, when it gets down to like the old $5.99, you could do worse with your time, but it's not. It's the lightest of light recommends, and you have to like Liam Neeson movies.
I want a stock ticker for these rental prices so I could sort of keep an eye on stuff. Because
countdown to discount, dude.
Exactly.
There's probably
Retribution's trending $4 lower this week. I see. Excellent.
The Boogeyman isn't coming in very well yet.
Dude, the Boogeyman. I gotta tell you, man, I've been keeping my peepers on the Boogeyman because I want to rent that son of a bitch.
Me too.
What are we doing with this high ass price for like a month? You gotta be kidding me.
Trying to wait it out until like Halloween is the only way I can understand what they're doing.
Right.
That's the only thing I can.
I might buckle this weekend. We'll see what happens.
But so while I was doing PVOD at home, Chris Cabin, you were getting your buns out to the theater for A Haunting in Venice.
Ooh.
Ken Branagh. Now, what are your the rest of your thoughts here, dude?
Well, I mean, it's I'm not a big fan of Branagh in general as a director. I think he's a really good actor, but like. Irish Roma, I wasn't into that. These last 2 Perot movies have been mostly crap.
I only saw the first one. I didn't see
I never seen
enough champagne to fill the Nile.
The second one is like cursed. The second one literally like someone put a curse on it for all that stuff to happen around when it was released.
Oh, right, because that was all the Army Hammer stuff came out. That's right.
That movie had a curse on it. Also, I mean, the first one did because just Johnny Depp around when the Johnny Depp.
That's every movie Poirot brings everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one of us here by the end shall be cancelled. We shall find out.
That's crazy. He keeps on casting like accidental murderers, and he's not figuring it out in his own production.
Watch out, Tina Fey might be canceled by the end of the month. Just be prepared for that, or Jamie Dornan, I guess. But that is
who would notice.
Well, yeah.
By the way, how is Tina Fey doing?
Tina Fey is good, and it's mostly her and Branagh are the centerpiece performances until Michelle Yeoh shows up pretty early on.
And Tina Fey,
she's doing the medium, right? She's the medium.
She's the medium. Yes. Kelly Riley,
American, right? She's not doing an accent or anything.
It's yes. I mean, she's supposed to be essentially an Agatha Christie type, but like, I generally, it's like just a Tina Fey voice. It
Dude,
doesn't
but
sound like
what is with that though? So she's like Agatha Christie type. She's fucking Sarah Koenig type in Only Murders in the Building, which like I really like that show. And like after the second season, I was like, oh, clearly now this character's career is ruined and she won't be in the third season. It's just
really?
I really enjoy that show.
I haven't got a chance to watch season 3 yet. So.
I really enjoy that show, but she fucking stinks on it. And I'm not like an outright Tina Fey hater. She's obviously made me laugh over the years a lot, but like there's just something about that character that's just so on the nose of like, this is the fucking Serial person when like Serial hasn't been relevant in fucking 6 years.
They don't know anything about podcasts when they wrote that show. They should bring in some experts.
Right.
Like these guys.
Is right. That is right. Sorry, Chris, I cut you off.
No, I mean, it's the problem with the last two is that you had these humongous fucking casts, and like, if you try to actually care about all these stories, heaven help you. I can't. I certainly cannot. This is a relatively smaller story. It's a relatively it all centers on one thing. It's not just like, well, back home I was this aristocrat who accidentally murdered a mistress, and you give a shit, I'm sure. And like, no, nobody does. Whereas this is just like, there was a death, a presumed suicide that happened, and they're trying to talk to the ghost of the girl who committed suicide. And it's all a mystery around what happened with that whole thing. And that's it. And Kelly Riley from the worst show, Yellowstone, she's like another main character in it. And she gets a lot of time. And she's like a good actress, but like I know her from Yellowstone now. And like, I'm just like, she's just doing the Yellowstone thing. Like, she's just doing big dramatic.
I know her from, there was that show that came out as around when House was popular. It was called Black Box.
Yes.
And all I remember from the trailer was like, she's a doctor, but she gets railed all the time. Like, it's just like heavy sex doctor kind of a thing.
Dude, that is essentially her story in Yellowstone too.
Okay, got
it's like she's the daughter of Kevin Costner who likes to get railed all the time.
Got it.
Wow. You're talking me into Yellowstone, Chris.
You would hate it. It's horrible.
But it's got my boy Costner.
It does have your boy Costner. You might think differently afterwards. It's not a movie I would tell you to run out into the theaters to see. It's a movie that is contained 104 minutes. It moves quickly. It's easy to pay attention to and follow.
Sure.
There's not so much CGI because you're not traveling the fucking globe while you're doing it.
I'm on the IMDb right now, based upon the novel Halloween Party. Better title. That would be.
Dude,
you see that giant mustache guy, and he's talking to like a skeleton, and it's called Halloween Party. You get some fun music.
You do
get all about a smash.
You have to, you play the Monster Mash at least once.
Oh, yes, yes.
Like a little symphony doing the Monster Mash.
Yes,
that sounds right.
And who just showed up? Dracula and his son.
Right, and good call, Chris. Because if you want to make it a little more spooky, you can slow it down, get a Victorian ghost to sing it.
I'm sure that
did the mash. We did the Monster Mash.
There's been a haunting in Venice. Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
the trailer.
I think call us. We've got great ideas.
By the way, Steve, this is information here in from the chat. Nate B confirms October 5th, Hulu playing the Boogeyman.
Interesting.
And this is about
save them dollars.
A guy made out of boogers.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
Finally, an adaptation of the Sega Genesis game Boogerman.
Yeah.
Finally, it will happen. We've been waiting for so long.
Man, I love how they were like, all right, we're making this game called Boogerman, right? How about every time anything at all positive happens to Boogerman, whether that's like getting more health reloaded or getting ammo or you stomp on a villain or whatever it is, he just goes, Booger! You play that fucking Boogerman game, and every 7 seconds you are hearing Booger!
It's pretty.
It is. It'll drive you up the fucking wall, dude.
We have isolated the audience at last.
Any fucking Boogerman friends out there? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, that was back. That was back when Genesis was just making games that were like supposed to gross you out a little bit. Like, you're supposed to be a little grossed out by Earthworm Jim. By
disgusting.
Toe Jam and Earl was the big one.
Yeah. Buy our video game console so you can fucking throw up all over it when you play our games.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, so it'll probably be because this is a 20th Century Studios movie. It'll be on Disney Plus at some point, and that's where I will.
Yeah.
That's where I will stream. Because listen, I'm kind of a sucker for whodunit. So I like that kind of shit. Having never read a single Agatha Christie book, but actually that was another thing that a lot of people were saying was positive about this. Apparently, because like Halloween Party is not as well known from her novels, so it's like there's less pressure there to whatever.
Right.
Well, you're not going directly to and then there were none.
Yeah,
like that, and that's what everybody assumed was happening. I assume because
is that the nun story, dude?
And then there were none. Crossover.
No, why don't you release? Well, Kenneth Branagh wanted to release it under its original title, and then they're like, nope.
Come on, it's fun. Come on, Kenneth. No, I will not have fun in my movie.
No, there's nothing fun about that original title. FYI.
I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. I guess I'll look it up off the
look
air.
up original title to that.
To which one?
And then there were none.
Oh yeah. It's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
It's pretty bad.
Oh no!
It's
what were you thinking?
It's a word that can only be used by using its first letter. Is the real actionable word there?
Yeah.
God.
Now, Agatha, I think it's a bad idea.
I was like, oh,
the
what's
English
fun
do it
about
again,
here?
folks. My lord.
Good God, that's brutal.
I can't even get over this.
Book cover.
I'm looking at an actual book cover of it, and my God,
I just love the idea of being in that publisher's office, and then like 6 months passes, and then someone's like, "We're getting a lot of letters here. How about?" And then there were none.
Well, I guess for her defense, it was published November 6, 1939. She was maybe counting on Hitler to win.
waiting for the results to come back.
Hell.
Pulling for old Adolf.
It's great. So I'm glad that happened on this show. That's a good
wow. Well, they replaced. Oh well,
yeah.
There were two name changes.
Yes. The second one wasn't even that much better. The second's a little better, but not much.
Because that's of course 10 Little Indians.
Yes.
That's okay, but like still not great.
Not great. Yeah.
No.
But to the wow, that's awful. Wow, that's learning something new here every day.
I saw in the chat earlier someone has a birthday today who's in the chat. Boo Isis or Boo Sirius.
Cyrus. Oh yeah.
Blue Isis?
Blue Isis. Happy birthday to the person in the chat, and happy birthday to ISIS, of course.
Of course, every day.
I meant the chat person, not the Islamic State and Caliphate.
No.
I'm gonna take it the other way, but
okay. A good happy birthday there. So I hope you're having a good day, Bucyrus. And we hope you have a good week, folks. We got a lot of stuff coming out here as we start wrapping up, but it's a big week as always here on the Podcast Factory. But if you missed last week, of course, out now on the free feed and the ad-free tier on Patreon, we got ourselves a rockin' episode on Robert Rodriguez, The Faculty.
Yep.
That was a fun one. Loving the response to that. Not a great movie, but sometimes those make for the best episodes.
It's okay to like a movie. Some people love that movie, and we had fun with it.
Fine. I wouldn't say I hate it.
But you can catch it on Criterion right now if you wanted to.
Yeah,
that's right.
I was shocked tomorrow's episode wasn't on Criterion.
Well, they're going to be like celebrating cinematic beefcakes, and then they can put that out. Also, last week, if you missed it on the Patreon only, of course, Blade: We Love Movies finally came out. Very highly anticipated episode, and also very well received, I have to say.
Great movie, great episode. Let me.
Yeah,
there we go.
There you go. Good. There you go. Directed by Stephen Norton, longtime David Fincher collaborator.
Yes.
Very smart guy. Worked on Alien 3, which is awesome.
Oh yeah. And it was a big week for the Patreon actually, because you had 3 releases there for you last week. Because also we had the Gleep Glossary out on Friday, Eric.
Supersized, like an hour talking about every single pod racing pilot there that isn't Sebulba. We also have an episode on Sebulba, which is available.
And yes, at some point we will do an episode on Anakin.
Definitely are doing.
We know he was also a pod racer.
That's true.
In the Boonta Eve Classic.
But that's tying in with our launch of the season where we did Phantom Menace. We redid Phantom Menace. So
that's right.
Yep.
But so this week, tomorrow, on the ad feed and the ad-free option on Patreon. You guessed it. We are talking the Expendables 3 just in time for the Expendables 4 10 years after this movie. This was the one.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? I kind of like the first two. I kind of dumb fun with them. This one, not so much, not so hot.
I feel bad for all the folks that are going to watch this in preparation for the episode.
Well, or also for the new movie. My Lord, everyone's catching up. They got Expendable fever.
Yeah. You don't want to be lost with Expendables 4 now, so you got to watch that 3. But it was actually fucking funny. Right as we were going on the air, I was noticing in the chat, like as the theme song was playing, there were a bunch of people that were like, because a lot of folks like to watch in advance of the episode, of course, which is great. Love that audience participation from you guys. But it was great because all these people were like, why the fuck was that over 2 hours? And listener, we asked the exact same question for over 2 hours on the episode.
Yeah, you can't even get Wesley Snipes to be in your entire movie, huh? Can't even give me that. Can't even give me that. Okay.
And there's your fucking crucial mistake. That's your mistake right there. Because Wesley's the man. As you will hear on our Blade episode. Now, that is not the only thing coming out, of course. On Thursday, we're going to be dropping an all-new episode of Animation Damnation. Steve Sadek, what cartoon are we talking about?
King of the Hill, and it's a most... you know what? I'm going to say this. 3 out of 4 of us love King of the Hill. And
there you go.
Find out on the episode who does not.
Okay. I gave it away.
Yeah, okay. Good job, Eric. Thank you.
I think that's...
mystery and be like, ooh, now I'm going to download to find out this mystery.
Yeah,
well, here's the thing. I think
it's my first episode.
I think either way, Steve, this maybe helps some people out because I saw a lot of people when they got the Big Daddy Dispatch on Patreon that were like, oh man, you guys are going to lay into fucking King of the Hill. Listen, if it's an established cartoon that like was released around the time when we were coming up, odds are we don't hate it with the vitriol of like the Rambo animated series or whatever. Like,
I love that.
King of the Hill. No, you don't. Legitimate, great cartoon, long running cartoon. Most of us watched it, as it was airing, to varying degrees. I didn't finish the show. I did watch a shit ton of it and loved it. So it's not we're railing on King of the Hill. Don't worry about that. No. The episode again, if you're looking for an aisle 8A. Hank has to take Con Jr. to the grocery store to get some pads there. It's a little more of like a family friendly-ish coming of age episode, which is not indicative of the entirety of King of the Hill.
Maybe not the best episode for your first viewing of King of the Hill ever. I've never seen it. The person on the show who didn't care for it had never seen King of the Hill before.
Whomever that person might be.
Whomever
that
could
was.
be you, Steve.
Yeah.
Fuck if I know. I got to download the podcast to find out.
Nice. Put Greg down.
Look at this. Winnett Shan says King of the Hill based on the area of Texas I grew up in, near and dear to my heart for sure. Well, look at that. That's
a wonderful
cool.
show. Just a beautiful show.
And I don't think we touched on it on the episode because I think we were so excited to get right into it. Banger theme song.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It is a
rockin' theme song that like sometimes I don't know if you guys have like, and we all got mental problems here on this show. I don't know if you got the kind of mental problem I have where I will get the King of the Hill theme song stuck in my head and it will replay faster and faster and faster.
No, I don't have that.
That is a theme song where if I'm like, maybe like drumming on my thighs or like humming it, like I will get into this. I will get stuck with the King of the Hill theme song and just fucking repeat it. But it's a great theme song. It's a great show. That was a lot of fun. That is going to do it for this episode of On Screen Live. Now, just a quick programming note. Normally the show does run live Mondays at noon, of course, but for the next couple 3 weeks here, we're going to have a little bit of a programming change here because starting next week, folks, we're getting into our coverage of the New York Film Festival, the 61st annual. Here's the Jim Jarmusch poster here, New York Film Festival. So next week's episode, we are not going to be here Mondays at noon, folks. We are actually going to be here Tuesday the 26th at 8:30 p.m. We'll be going live with our coverage about that. The audio only will come out all the same, all that stuff. Don't worry about it. But it is a good reason for you to like, subscribe, and get those notifications. Click that little bell here on the YouTube channel because that will tell you when the show is programmed and when it's gone live. So we don't want folks kicking around here next Monday at noon because we're not going to be here. We will be in screenings literally at that time.
Right. But it's going to be very exciting, and stay tuned for all of our zone of interest jokes.
Of course. And they're going to be the best you've ever heard. You're going to really be knocked out by it.
Oh, yeah. I've heard it's a real laugh riot, that motion picture. But yeah, so look forward to all of that the next couple of weeks, and we'll be telling you when these alternate, scheduling times will air and all that stuff. So we'll keep you abreast of it, folks. Don't worry, but we wanted to give you the heads up that next Monday at noon, no show. Next Tuesday, 8/26, in the evening, 8:30 p.m., we'll be live. We'll still do box office and all that stuff, but we'll be reporting on New York Film Festival screenings. So that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you have a great week. Be sure to get all that sick content over on Patreon for sure. It's going to be a big week. As always, it's never a dull week around here, is it? But that's going to do it. Until next week, gang, I've been Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Have a great week, folks. Bye-bye.